Hello, everyone. This is the 27th of April, and this is the final day of our seventh annual Earthfest Convergence. And we have Wisdom Keeper Gail Thomas. Hello, Gail.
Hey everybody. Hey Shonda. Happy to see all of you for this amazing topic that we're courageously stepping into today. I say courageously because Heyoka brings us some very deep teachings. And we're going to begin by exploring a little bit of what is Heyoka, because it's a kind of a mystery. It's very mysterious, actually, and it's kind of a mystery way into the mysterious. So here we go. Hold on. Heyoka are mysteriously and spiritually gifted by Wakan Tanka and the Wakians, the thunder beings. So think about the energy of thunder and lightning, and when the storms roll in, think about that energy when you think about Heyoka. Words of the Heyoka are like a lightning bolt. Okay? They hit you and you go, wow, what was that? And it's for the people to keep them going during times of difficulty. And I think we have enough difficulty that we don't have to go looking around for the difficulty in these times. We've got plenty of examples of these being difficult times. Cannot look anywhere. Okay, and this is usually accompanied by backwards events. I'm going to give you a couple examples from my life that told me I was working with Heyoka, spirit helper. One was when I was actually having conversation about Heyoka spirits with a friend who was very intellectual, always quoting Gurdjieff and philosophers and people like that. And he was learning our native ways, and we were out in my kayak on the lake, and I was teaching him some of the songs. He wanted to learn the native songs, and I wanted to get the boat on the lake, so we go out there and sing. And he was fussing like, I don't buy this Heyoka stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. And actually, the whole Teospe here was talking about Heyoka that he was fussing about. And he was just putting up every intellectual argument about it. And, I was saying, well, when you see something backwards, when you see something happening backwards, just pay attention and you'll catch on. And just about that time, there was a road running along the lake, and this little blue car went backwards for about a quarter of a mile, just backed down the road right in front of us along the lake. And for about a quarter of a mile, fortunately, no other cars came. My friend just threw up his hands. He said, okay, I got it. he was struck like a lightning bolt. He didn't have anything else intellectual to say about it. When something like that happened. And then like 5 minutes or so went by, and he said, did you arrange that? And I was like, you're really overestimating my ability to arrange things. So that's a beautiful example of Heyoka. Another example with the same guy, we were hiking through the woods, and he was going off in one of his speeches, his intellectual preachy things. And he was walking backwards. He was so into what he was saying, and I was, slower behind him. And he was walking through the woods backwards, preaching to me. And I saw him walking towards a cliff, a rock cliff. And if that wasn't bad enough, it had a mother bear and so many cubs that I could not even count them. I couldn't even speak. My spirit leaned me up against a tree, leaned my body against a tree, and jumped up in the trees and said, let him learn. And I couldn't speak. And so this guy just walked into this pile of bear cubs and mama bear on a rock cliff. And it quietened him a bit too. All he could say was bear, cubs. And that's about all anybody can ever say when we walk up on the bears or they walk up on us. So that was a beautiful example of let him learn. Let people learn in the Heyoka ways. It's really hard to talk about, but we're going to try to talk about it. And the first thing I want to say about it is you hear kind of a misnomer when people say they are Heyoka. And this is an archetypal human pattern. It's the trickster, it's the coyote, and in our way, it's the rabbit, actually, in Stalagi. It's the rabbit. So every culture has its own trickster and its own ways that we'll all learn to recognize when those spirit helpers come in our life. And that's really confusing because there is the concept of people being possessed by the archetype. Archetypes are huge. They belong to the collective. They're human patterns that move through the collective. Right now, the movement in the collective is the warrior, obviously, the one that is more concerned with competition than connection, and the one that fights to win at all cost. Unfortunately, the cost is usually giving up kindness. And that's how you can identify the warrior archetypal pattern. And if it's appropriate pattern, there's a place and time for everything. But if anyone says to you they are Heyoka, then are they saying they're possessed by an archetype? That's like saying in the same type of energy of the Greek and Romans, Zeus. It's like people running around saying, I'm Zeus, and trying to throw little lightning bolts. That's abuse of power. Okay? See how that works with the lightning bolts and the teachings and trickster ways. So I want to caution you, first of all, not to think that you are Heyoka. And don't get possessed by the archetypes. If you do, the opposite of the archetypes is the instincts. The instincts are actually what keeps us alive. Okay, that's when the animals show up in our dreams. So if you feel yourself getting possessed by an archetype and all these lines that came from Heyoka, just reach back to the animals, to the instinctual level that keeps us alive. Get grounded, get back to earth, get back on the earth. Shonda, maybe you could turn the chat off. That might help me a little bit. This isn't going to be a tough topic anyway. So the first song that we're going to go, well, you know, I'll share with you. I did ask some of my native friends to join me in this conversation. And all of them just shook their heads. No, I don't practice Heyoka. You know, one of the first to reply was grandmother Robin Youngblood, who's Okanagan and Salagi, and she was kind enough to share some words. She wasn't feeling well. She said, Heyokas are backwards examples of how to live. They laugh at very serious ideas. Humor is the way indigenous coped with trauma, victimization, oppression. And indigenous understand what a Heyoka is doing, laughing or doing the opposite of a valued behavior. It's a way to make horrible things less horrible, or to show people the consequences of doing things the wrong way. She says, your song was a serious observation, yet you sang laughter into it. We need more Heyokas and an understanding of what they're doing. And the line that the Heyoka spirit helper brought to me in the song was hee hee ha ha hee hee aho. This is how we get change to occur. Okay, aho came about with dances with wolves. And it's because the Lakota men say aho. Okay, the women don't say aho, they say haya. Okay, but everybody says aho now, and they say it all wrong, but hey, they're saying it. You know, they got one native word, they're saying it. So this is how we get change to occur. And we're becoming more acknowledged and more, present, more alive to people as they pick up one word. If it's one word at a time, that's okay. You know? So I really appreciate Grandmother Robin Youngblood for sharing that. And then I asked Grandfather Alex White Plume, which a lot of you here know, and he came back very succinctly, I don't practice Heyoka ways. And I answered him, Grandfather, I don't either intentionally. This is just what showed up, so I'm doing the best I can with it. And he said, okay, they can help people when they are confused. They show the other side of things that may confuse us. And then he shared his experience. We have one that comes to our ceremonies. He does funny things to break your concentration. We have to be strong-willed or we will be weak and the ceremony may lead toward a different way. So I recognized, okay, this Heyoka spirit is helping me to find that strength in my will. That's been one of the lessons that has come up in these 2 years now that I've been working with this Heyoka spirit since this first song came. Stand in our strength. And one of the last songs was Take a Stand. So that's a very big message that you're going to hear today. And then my friend Thomas, that many of you here have met, also said, Heyoka is the truest form of power because it is ultimate freedom. Can do things forward or backwards. Heyoka spirits don't abuse this power, but people do. And Thomas is right, Heyoka spirits don't abuse this power. My experience of this is this Heyoka spirit is a spirit helper that has come into my life, maybe because of this this song, Medicine Woman, Dance With Me, that Marco's going to play first for us so that you can hear the words, and we're going to track you all the way through this
Well,
experience.
I think Heyoka is playing with us right now because Medicine Woman Dance, I played these all 2 or 3 times yesterday. They all worked. Medicine Woman will not play. It says there's an error. Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah.
All right,
That's how it works. It's exactly how it works. And I love working with electrical
Coyote
things.
laughing all over the place right now.
Exactly. We don't have to have that song if you can't find it, Marco. No worry. We'll go right into the direct experience of the first Heyoka song, and I'll sing the first verse for you while you're looking for it, Marco, if I can remember it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got it. Good. Thank you.
These boxers are engineered to keep
we'll
your
have some
balls from
ads,
sticking to your thigh. Here's
The
what
ad.
the average man's life
Turn
looks
the
like.
ad off, and I'll sing it. Swing.
Okay,
Through the
share
valley.
screen.
Okay, good. You got it.
I got it. Yeah,
Yay.
the one I downloaded just will not play.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oops, I share sound. Oops.
Through the valleys to the ridge tops, sacred mountains keep us free. Trail of tears, remove oppression, land back where we still be. Thunders, eagles, bears, panthers.
See a sister, medicine woman, walk with me through the valleys to the ridge tops, sacred mountain, keep us free. trails of tears, remove oppression, land back where we still be. Thunders, eagles, bears, panthers, spirit to spirit, dance together. Medicine woman, dance with me. Spirit to spirit, dance with me. Water brings us into balance. Dreamer, singer, peace bringer, medicine man, walk with me. Mystery seer, helpful man, protect our ways for eternity. Walking in strength, empowering wisdom, step into the world we see. Ancestors, bison, stones, bones, spirit to spirit, dance together. Medicine woman, dance with me. Spirit to spirit, dance with me. Wind brings us into balance. Dreamer, singer, new life bringer, magic baby, love with me. Shine your moonlight, share your stardust, connect us with your galaxy. Cool and cuddle, innocent trouble, floating in an agency. Dawn out, sunrise love, spirit to spirit, dance together. Medicine woman, dance with me. Spirit to spirit, dance with me. Earth brings us into balance. Dreamer, singer, seeker, finder, gifted one, share with me. Rise with noon sun to your highest lies, peace, energy. Set our spirit free. Stomp with humility, best that you can be. Rattle the cage of humanity. Daylight, dark night, spirit to spirit, dance together. Medicine woman, dance with me. Spirit to spirit, dance with me. Fire brings us into balance.
Peacock is the exclusive streaming home of Oppenheimer, winner of 7
Thank you,
Academy.
Marco. That was good. Thank you for pulling that out. Okay, what I'd love for you guys to do is just note any lines that stick with you that especially might confuse you. And we're going to talk after we go through these songs about our experience of those lines, or what is the message that Heyoka is bringing us for these difficult times. And I I see Ingrid is with us, and I had asked her if she had a Heyoka experience that she would share, and I'll ask her at this time if she has an experience that she could very briefly share with us today. Or if another time is better, we can play another song and wait. Whatever works, Ingrid. Is now a good time, or would you like to share in a little bit, in a little while? Okay, we'll give her a moment and we'll play this next song. That's where it all began. And the reason I knew this was Heyoka song, well, first of all, it came on a Saturday morning when I was trying to sleep late. And it kept waking me up with the series of lines. And I was fussing. I was like, you woke me up to hum? You woke me up again to hum? When it brought in the humming line. And it turned out to be the line that brought in the last line, which is the vocable, which is the native way that we all sing together when we don't know the language or we don't know the words. And that was hey, 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 oka, hey, 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 ata, hey, 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 oka, hey, 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 ata. And I'll be a little careful about what I sing, because that Medicine Woman song, I called in the thunders and then I called on the elements. And that's kind of where it all started. Okay, so in this line, the last one that told me this song was complete about a year after it first came, because I just didn't know what to do with it. It says, Heyata. And I didn't recognize that word. I knew it was familiar, but somebody in our women's circle helped me find it. And it means out in the country. And it's actually in the first line of our ceremony song that calls in the animals. And this is the ceremony. When I first heard that song, this is the ceremony that snatched me out of the jaws of death in 2004 after near-death experiences continuously. And when I heard that song, I knew I could live. And the interpreter told me I could live if I stayed in these ways, stayed close to these ways. And so that was a very powerful word for me. And Heyata means out in the country. So it means share this out in the country. So Marco, whenever you're ready, you start playing the song. I'll just keep talking until you start playing the song. So it came in like that. And the first line made absolutely no money. I was just no sense, total confusion. This is the most confusing song. It starts out, it's a brush with money. Wait for charity. Saturday night, busy all night. I'll walk to the window. The window is our view of the unconscious. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Marco, just go ahead and share screen and play the Heyoka song, Heyoka dream song. And then it goes into, in the song, it goes into deepen, cool, deepen, cool, cool, cool. Hee hee ha ha, hee hee aho. This is how we get change to occur. And then the humming.
It's a brush with money. Wait for charity.
We have sound?
Yeah, you're good.
Night, busy all night. I'll walk to the window. Deep and cool, deep and cool, cool. Hee hee ha ha, hee hee ho, hee hee ha ha, hee hee ho. This is how we get change to occur. This is how we get change. when these things come true. Rain, rain, follow the rain. Rain, follow the rain. I'm the right person to tell. I'm the right person to
Thank you, Marco. That's great. You can turn that off. Thank you. So pick the line that sticks with you. The one that stuck with me was rain, rain, follow the rain. I don't have a clue what it means. And it's been about 3 years now. I waited a year before I even tried to publish the song because I didn't know what to do with it. And I just did it exactly the way it came. First time I did it backwards. Forgot that when I record on my phone, you know, it comes with the last one first. So I wrote it out backwards, saying it, put it on the women's circle, and then I realized, oh, that's backwards. So that's a definite sign of Heyoka too. I had to turn it all around, start it all over. But it's all good, you know? And then it brought another line, which was until the bees, until the birds, until the bucks unite with us, taste from women's hands. And I thought, is this the same song or is this another song? It turned out it's another song. And many of you will recognize your hands. So many women came together in the video for this song. This is the taste from women's hands, Marco. And you just play that one whenever you're ready. Got beautiful images from lots and lots of women doing wonderful, beautiful things. Yeah, I love this one. Brought my Taino friend on the drum too, playing the tree drum, which is fabulous. Whenever you're ready, Marco, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
talk and
sorry. Like I said, now every one that I downloaded won't play from the file, so I have to search them all on YouTube quickly.
oh my goodness, well they're in that playlist.
Yeah, I had them all. They're all downloaded, and I played them more than once for myself yesterday, and none of them will work today.
Well, confusion, yeah, that's how it works. We're getting the experience. I guess they're saying, well, don't just talk about it. Don't just sit there and talk about it. Experience it. So go ahead and play that women's hands when you're ready, Marco. This one's actually turned into one of my favorites. It's a very, very sweet song, and I don't have a clue what it means to taste from women's hands. My friend Jilly came in, she's Taino, she came into one of our sessions, and she's also a Lama studying Tibetan Buddhist ways, and she says that there's a sacred text line about tasting from women's hands. So apparently there's an ancient teaching, an ancient text on just what's in this song.
Oh,
And it's not just any women, it's women who know they are sufficient. That's the way it came, encouraging us to know that we as women are sufficient. Yeah, I see some hearts showing up, Ingrid and Claudia, thank you. Yeah. Taste from women's hands. And look at all these beautiful images of the women's hands when he gets this video going. And figure how that plays into until the bees, until the birds, until the bucks unite with us. Taste from women's hands. It goes on nourishing hands, nurturing hands, hands holding, hands loving. Taste the essence of new life bringers. Taste the joy from beautiful singers. Taste the love that always lingers on the tips, tongues, and fingers. Taste from women's hands who know they are sufficient.
Technology destined to change the world.
Taste from women's hands who know they are sufficient. Taste from women's hands who know they are unite with us, taste from women's hands, nourishing hands, nurturing hands, holding hands, loving. From women's hands. Taste the essence of new life bringers. Taste the joyful, beautiful singers. Taste the love that always lingers on the tips of tongues and fingers. Taste from women's hands who know they are sufficient. We are free, knowing how to be, knowing ourselves, knowing another. We are sufficient. Sufficient in the things that matter, needing nothing any better. Sufficient even as worlds shatter, especially lifting up each other. From women's hands who know they are sufficient until the bees, until the birds, until the bugs unite with us, from women's hands, unite with us, unite with us, unite within. Know we are sufficient.
Can't go? Do this to clear out stuck.
Thank you, Marco. Okay, we'll just roll right along, and Marco, just to help you out with all those YouTube challenges, The next song is Feathers, and when you get through all the ads and stuff, you just play it when you're ready to play it. It's so long. It's an AI song. So I'll just talk until you get it playing, Marco. It's called Feathers. It's on that playlist. It brought me into the AI world, which has been totally trickster. And when I first shared it with Yelcha, she said, "Oh, I can't even bear to look at that." It was
Looks like
basically.
this one is going to actually play from the download.
Oh, good. How interesting.
I've tried each one and they just wouldn't play. Send me
Well,
a code, so this should work
there's
now.
another mystery for us. We'll figure this one out when we can, maybe.
Those who have feathers and choose not to fly are the saddest part of society. Those who have feathers found on the ground, connecting others all around. Spirit to spirit, we fly together. All that surrounds us, feather to feather. Song on the wind, humans begin, riding in joy, letting
I've been searching for this life, but it's nowhere to be found. And I'm looking up and down, and I'm looking everywhere. And it's got to be somewhere to be found. And it's got to be somewhere to be found.
you
Oh yeah, that's much easier, Marco. Thank you. Go ahead and cue up the next one, which is Break the Shame. And I'll talk a little bit about that one. But you can see the stark contrast when AI came in. Talk
Yeah,
about
that was
people.
really nice.
Thank you. Yeah. So, okay, when you're ready, play Break the Shame from wherever it comes from, Marco. It really delivered a strong message to an audience that I would not have reached in any other way. And you'll see that when you see this video. And then we'll have one more, which is encouraging us to take a stand. And then I want you guys to have time to talk and solve some of these mysteries, you know, clear up some of this confusion that Heyoka's bringing in. So whenever you're ready, Marco, good.
Do I still feel the pain? Will we ever break the shame? Break the shame in the heart of the earth. Will we ever break the shame? Break the shame. Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. Dance this transformation on the wings of the water with helpful spirits of the land. With the rain, with the wind, with the earth, with the fire in our heart. Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. Standing in the crossroads of the healing matters. Riding on the coattails as the world around us shatters. Suicide, missing, murder, genocide patterns. Dance this transformation, our initiation for renewal, for renewal. Do I still feel the pain? Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. Stop the shaming, break the shame, break the shame. White lies, cold tribes, black lies.
Okay, thank you, Marco. See, that was a huge contrast. But moving forward towards take a stand, taking a stand. That's our next and last song, and then we're going to talk about the mysteries, like the mysterious line in that strong song on shame was on the wings of the water. And you see again, it called to the earth and the water. And I had to stand strong with that AI producer because AI left out the Lakota words, Miniwachoni, water is life, and Unchimaka, grandmother earth. It left those out. And I had to stand strong in asking him to get them back in there however he could. That was the magic. That was the call of that song. And the water and the earth needed to be with that song. So I was having to step into that role with that AI producer. And it was a huge effort to get those songs produced, whereas the others just flow and roll in natural nature way. It's towards the bottom of that playlist. It's called Take a Stand. And if you have to come from YouTube, just
Again,
whenever.
I'm gonna have to get that one from YouTube. It won't play from the list.
Okay. This is our last one, and you guys get ready to talk about this journey that we've just shared. This is the inner journey from the Heyoka spirit helper to standing in strength. You can feel the strength in that last video, and the shame and the pain. And all that is a part of what makes us stronger. You know, in the Lakota way, they bring in a Heyoka kind of performer in the Sundance, somebody who plays that role. And I don't understand why they bring it in performance wise, maybe to give it a place and make sure the real Heyoka spirits don't show up during the ceremony to do like Grandfather Alex said and turn the ceremony in a different way. Yeah, I see a thumbs up from Claudia, but it's starkly different. You can see the contrast in the performance of the Heyoka versus the real spirit helper that shows up in life. And this is how our spirit helpers show up. They show up at a time when it's needed, and they bring us the help that we need. And then the other one shows up or it goes somewhere else. Are you gonna be able to get that one, Marco, or should we
I'm not
go on?
finding it on YouTube.
It's in that playlist towards the bottom.
Right.
Take a stand.
I'm
And
gonna
also,
try
if
it.
you just sort by video, I just got it on there a couple of nights ago. I put it on SoundCloud and I forgot about it.
Oh, no, it
So
keeps going to an error code. It starts out and then it just drops away. And I'm not finding it on YouTube though.
it would be the new, if you sort my videos in the newest, it'd be the newest. It's got the picture of a woman, actually looks like an upside down woman. It's a reflection in the water. But that's okay. We don't have to
Okay,
have
well,
that.
you know what? There it is. It was labeled wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. peoples of this land. No more, we say. This is the day we all take a stand. Still here, fully alive and vocal. We survive genocide from colonizers now called locals. Still here, fully alive and grateful. We survive genocide, legalized by kings, courts and Catholics. Watch the world beginning to whirl in circles. Watch the world beginning to whirl in circles. May our hearts know the day we feel the sun's pure ray, and all have equal say. May our hand show the way to heal the earth and stay. Watch the world beginning to whirl in circles. Watch the world beginning to whirl in circles.
Okay, share your journey. You've just been on an inner journey with us here. So, anybody who wants to just share anything about your experience of this, open up your mic and speak. We don't have much time left. Started a little late. I don't know if we'll have a few more minutes, but share what you can.
Actually, you still have an entire hour because this was supposed to be the dance. Like I said, that's why the coyote's been laughing since the minute you walked in the room. You got 2 hours. Keep going.
Okay, well, share everything about your journey then, please. Yeah, it's one of those full experiences. I'd love to hear anything you want to share about this journey. We could have stopped in between each song and taken them one at a time if I'd realized that, but it's all good, it's what it is. And share your experience, or I can bring up the lines and we can solve the mysteries. What do you guys want to do? Somebody else talk for a little while.
This is David. I have a question.
Okay.
Is the Heyoka, is that the sacred clown? Is that what it is?
It's also called that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure about the word, so when you mentioned it, because I don't think the explanation was there. So, okay, thank you.
Well, David, do you have that in your culture? I mean, it took me to the Nanahi. You notice the last song, the Heyoka spirit brought me to Nanahi, and Nanahi is our immortals. And I know in the Chinese culture there is a reference to the immortals.
Yes, they call it the you know it's the monkey actually, the monkey king. The monkey king is that spirit, and it was there's a huge story behind the monkey king and how he defied the rulers of heaven, and he was kicked out and it's like that, So
Interesting. Yeah, and that's how he became immortal.
he was immortal already in the story, but he was such the Monkey King caused chaos and everything, but he also was the one that was the warrior, as well, and so it's kind of an interesting story. It's a pretty long story, but I mean you can look into it. It's called Monkey King.
Yeah.
And you can see that type of that spirit in monkeys itself, when you say you have the monkey energy, like the kids running around like that, and that is the same type of energy, of the I think the jester or the clown, what they call it, complete.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, David. That's beautiful. And that's, that's where it's left us. Our immortals have the advantage. We have the experience of our immortals as they live at the headwaters of the springs, which is the passageways between the worlds. And they actually can choose to be visible or invisible. So when they needed to be visible, they would come out in battles and they would come into view in huge numbers. And actually, at the time of the Trail of Tears, they gave my ancestors the option of coming into their world, into the passageway between the worlds, into the earth, instead of going through all that we've been through since the Trail of Tears in the last couple hundred years. And some people went that way. Some people took that choice, but the Nanahi are there to help us. They are immortals who have the choice, like my friend Thomas said, the ultimate power is having the choice to go frontwards or backwards. And with our Nanahi, it's having the choice to be visible or invisible.
Have you met any of these immortals? Because actually, I have a friend who met some of them, but I'm not sure. I have never met anyone. They call them the elders,
Right.
and they have a gathering like once in a while. But I was invited in the future, but but it's sort of like they're so secretive and private, so haven't gotten the invitation yet. But my friend said he has went long ago for some reason, because he was helping out with healing and like energy healing, and he was invited.
Exactly for healing. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to find that I have become invisible when I was in a very dangerous situation after I went to visit the wall in Berlin after it was taken down. Found myself in the wrong train station in a very dangerous situation. Realized that people were tripping over me and they couldn't see me because I had become invisible. And that's the way that they've helped me the most. I did a journey to the headwaters where they live with a crazy Dakota friend of mine. And it's actually illegal because it's in a watershed, so it's all roped off and you're not even supposed to walk on the land because it's part of the watershed. But we went down there and I found myself standing in what looked like 4 puddles on the ground. They were like, 8 feet, an 8 feet wide area. And I was trying to figure out what was going on. And as I looked around at the 4 puddles, I saw a cave. And I realized that the 4 puddles where I was standing in one of them was the imprint of the bear's feet that lived in the cave. And I got scared. And I ran back to the car. So that's my most direct meeting of our immortals. So I'm working on my courage, I don't know if I'll go back, but yeah, if you have that opportunity, David, we'd love to hear about anything of that you can share. Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
I haven't met the immortals yet. Like I said, I'm going to be invited
Mhm.
in I think next year to do that. It's in Asia. They gather in Mount Fuji.
Mm,
Fuji, the mountains there. The last gathering was
right.
there, but I'm not sure this gathering where it's going to be.
Mm,
They're protected, these beings we call them, and since I have met them, I don't know how they are, but they said they are building a healing center for benevolent people. So so
mm,
so 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 the but that's what I know about. That's why my friend was invited, because he had this technology for healing, to invite it into the circle. Is that they said they want to extend the life force of people that are benevolent to the planet. So
mm,
so they would, once it's built, they would identify who would be benevolent, and they would provide these healing technologies to heal those people, to extend their life force.
yeah.
So that's their project.
Mm,
I since I have not seen it, I have not gone there, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe,
mhm,
uh,
mhm.
that it exists, but I was told about that. So
That's beautiful, David. Thank you for sharing. Keep in mind, this is where we've been dropped off. This is the last song. This is where we've landed. So this is what we're ready for now after this journey with Heyoka for the last 2 or 3 years, bringing us healing and what we need in difficult times. So here we are. Who else wants to share?
yeah, just one more thing. They would say the healing was only provided for people with a higher consciousness, and that they were benevolent to the planet and society. It would not be provided to anyone who is not of the higher consciousness, and but they can detect if the person is really a higher conscious or just fake, because there are people who are pretending to be higher conscious or benevolent, but their spirit is not like that. So those people, they are recognized right away, and they would not help. So that's complete.
Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. And that's why we're all here together doing this work at a very deep level. So we can be one of those helpful helpers, helpful spirit helpers, however you say that. Who wants to share?
Okay, well, I'll pick up the talking stick. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because I'm like horizontal right now. I have my
Yeah,
headphones
I was
on.
gonna say you sound a little sleepy.
Well,
That's good.
that's the conversation coming with David, and it's brought back some of the original instruction that I arrived here with from the Black Hills pre-Celt Ireland, and we had immortals as well, and they were called the Elder Folk, and they hid in the midst of the mountain. That was their shape shift. They would shift to mist before they would move throughout the animal kingdom. But they they would, when they came to human form, they were the immortals. And then when they would go invisible, they would change to the mountain smoke, and then they would hide within the animals. And we would always know where they were because those particular kindred would show up. And I have that memory. And then Heyoka, to me here in this journey on Turtle Island, I mean, everything you said kicks in. I know it is the coyote spirit from what I've journeyed through here, the coyote spirit, but also David brought to attention that is it a sacred sound? And that is one thing that I've learned is that there is a Heyoka vibration, and that's what it's been. That's what I've learned it to know is I call it a vibration. And like I say, this is my own personal path of what I've come to language it as, but the vibration is healing. That Heyoka is a healing energy as well. So all of the Heyoka that I've written has been chant, and it's an energy that comes in the form of chant. And ironically enough, you remember when you logged in this morning and I was talking to you and I thought, but I didn't realize I was on mute.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, check this out," and I was actually chanting. I had chanted it come to me, and then
Oh,
yeah, you were muted, and it's like I said, "What do you think about this?" And here, and it's something else, and it's like but I was actually, wait, let me rephrase that. I'm
well,
getting
do it again if you want
a little
to.
groggy. No, no, no.
Oh,
Wait, let me, I was singing with it. But I was singing
um,
the chant. It was, Return of Innocence. And I had run across that and I've damn well decided that we need to remake that song. And when I was
mm,
playing that, when you walked into the room, but I had share sound on in case anybody came in that the music would be playing when they came in. And
oh, I
so
heard it. Yeah,
that song was playing. Oh, you did hear the song?
I heard the
Okay.
music. Yeah, but I
Oh,
didn't think you
okay.
were there. I
Well,
didn't know
yeah,
if you.
well, I was muted, so I started talking to you when you came in. So you heard the
Mhm,
song because I had share sound on, but
mhm,
that was Age of Innocence. And what I was saying, I said we need to remake this, and I said check this out. This is your part, and I said, and here
mhm.
comes mine. I do the chant, and I was
Oh,
chanting with the song um, where the
I'd love
chant
to
comes
hear
in.
that.
And yeah, that song, it returned to me after years. That song moved
Mm,
all over me when it came out. Came out in the 90s, and it moved all over me really, really heavy back in the 90s. And it
mm,
disappeared. It disappeared from my energy, and it re emerged about a week and a half ago, and it's been
mm,
dead in my spirit. And I've been playing it, learning the chant. And it got so deep because back in the 90s, I thought it was a Heyoka healing spirit from thought it was Lakota. It sounded Lakota. And I always thought it was. And when it returned to me a couple of weeks ago, I did the R&D. And I actually, this is really interesting, David. I found out that it is actually when Enigma did the song back in the 90s, they actually got the chant from a record that they had found of world indigenous songs. But the chant is actually ancient Taiwanese. It's
mm.
from Thailand. So the
Wow.
chant is Taiwanese. Now, of course, I can't remember his name. It's one of the there are three lead vocalists in Enigma, two men and one woman, and it's the guy with the long dreads. He's originally from Jamaica. He's the one that he reproduced the chant. So it was sang live. I think his name's Greg, I think. So it was sung live by one of the lead vocalists in Enigma, but he had copied it from a record. And then I never knew any of this. I found this I when it moved back over me a couple of weeks ago, it came back to me, and I was bound and determined to uh, find out what language it was because I thought it was a Lakota, and I was going to take it to brother. This was my game when I moved across. This was my mindset. I was going to take it to Brother Phil and Patricia Ann because Patricia Ann's Danae, and I thought I was going to see if they could translate it.
Well, I
And that,
actually have a dear friend who's Taiwanese, two of them who could translate it.
yeah. Well, the thing is,
I'm in touch with the
that's the well.
world.
Oh, you
Let
could
me hang
too.
on,
Great.
guys. Let me finish here, okay? It's like everybody's getting decided. No, I mean this will happen. This needs to happen. But the thing is that um to finish that, that's when it came back over me, I had the same mindset that I had back in the 90s. I thought it was Lakota. But then I did the research, found out it was Taiwanese. Now I've actually found a video clip on TikTok of the original indigenous elders. It was an elderly man and woman, Taiwanese elders, singing the original. And
Mm.
so, and of course, I do want to, but the thing is, I think, there's so much research out there now. Actually, there was actually I know I haven't gotten deep into that part yet, but those two elders, someone came up and sued Enigma and got them rights to the royalties in the song.
Cool.
And that Enigma claimed that when they recorded the song, that they went to the producers of the album of the indigenous sounds from the world and got permission from them. But then when it went to court, it was awarded that the album, the people that recorded the album, never got permission. So it was a long draw. And that right there is, I mean, look at the name of the song, Return to Innocence. After
Yeah.
all these years, that
Yeah.
song was huge in the 90s. It was played at the Super
Mhm.
Bowl in the 90s,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
it was huge. And after all this time, I don't remember. I got to get back into kind of laid off on research because it was Earthfest. I got hit with Earthfest, but all that came to me right before Earthfest. That
Sweet.
song resurfaced, and I'll
Sweet.
play it later today. It's an
Yeah.
amazing energy. But
Yeah. Please do.
yeah, that goes back to the whole the energy in that chat that's healing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what, so I know. And like I said, I think our journeys are different. I always make sure everyone knows that my original instruction is pre-Celtic Black Hills, Ireland, which I find ironic because the first walk I had here getting serious was those of the Black Hills here. And now, of course, I only have one memory, the Serpent Mound. We've heard that story, but the thing is that I have all these different, I have 4 lifetimes, complete lifetimes of memory before I ever came here. And I've been here 67 years on this walk here on Turtle Island. And I knew nothing of this place. I'm pretty sure I came here to study with the indigenous of Turtle Island because that's all I've done my entire life. I'm adopted. I don't know, really who I am. I've never cared to know who I am because I've always followed that spiritual path.
Mm-hmm.
And and this is another beautifully ironic thing, you guys. Um, when I was 6 and a half, I was in the first grade in Ashland, Kentucky. I lived on a cul-de-sac. At the very circle of the cul-de-sac was the elementary school where I went to half of the first grade. During that time, when I was 6 years old, so that would have been 1963, I had my very first vision of a um, well, I called the dream dance with the cobra, but it wasn't a dance. We were playing hide and seek, and I went through this entire, and that was my first vision, um, that that I've had many, many from, but that was the first one that was burned into memory. Right after I had that during high fever, and I had chicken pox, and I had that vision right after we healed. It started an entire cycle. My father was born on March 3rd of 1899, and he was part of the uh, uh, case action lawsuit against Social Security for black lung disease for coal miners. So I was born a coal miner's daughter. No, I was born in an orphanage, but or born in a hospital that ended up in an orphanage. But when I was adopted at 3, so I was adopted as a coal miner's daughter. So either which way, right after that, I had that dream. I recovered from chicken pox, never went back to school in the first grade because they got that money and they immediately retired and moved to South. And where I moved, so from the time I was 6.5 years old, I moved to the Eastern Woodlands. And I grew up around the energy of the Cherokee. And I pretty much left all that energy, ran away from that energy in a white pickup truck, ended up in Texas and studied with the paleo people. And now here I am returning after all these years to the study of the Red Road, and I meet Gail. And Gail is of the Eastern Woodlands. It's like my entire circle of study has brought me back to my root origins of the Eastern Woodland. So it's an amazing journey that we're on. And I just, okay, and from here I'm gonna get, okay, I'm gonna talking stick back to Gail now. But no, it's just
Well,
that it's the whole Heyoka thing, and the fact that you came in here and I was talking to you about that and you didn't hear me and you left, and then it's like okay, what just happened? It was a
mhm.
it was the trickster playing with us this morning, right?
Right. Here's
Yeah.
another synchronicity. The shame song that AI took over, used one of the original chants of the native people here and played it backwards to avoid copyright infringement. So in that song, there's an AI trickster of playing what you
Are you
thought
serious? I didn't
probably
know that.
what you thought
How
of one of the
cool is
original
that?
Wicked shit backwards. AI. Woo, yeah. Here we
Wow.
are in the magic. But it's a
Backward
good time to
masking.
get to be in the magic. Sure.
Yeah, we used to record backward masking all the time, play something
Mm,
and then play it backwards and re-record it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Go ahead with that question, Carla.
Oh, really
Go
quick,
ahead.
I'm going to close out before we move on to Carla. I think we need to put the lyrics in the chat
For what? For
for all
all of
these
them?
songs. All these
Well,
songs.
I was thinking maybe we could pick them up on our song sharing on Mondays. We could just go through this Heyoka list and learn these songs if you
That'll
guys
work. Yeah, that because we're coming
feel
back
that
around.
courageous.
Yeah, we're coming back into Monday again. That'll work.
Okay.
Mine is a mundane scheduling question. I thought that I was supposed to come on at 3:30. Did the schedule change?
Yeah, I posted it 2 or 3 times. I sent
I
it
did
to
not.
you. Yeah,
Is
it's been in the chat here. So, um, but
I
we
got
can.
kicked off.
Have you not been here? I thought you'd been here. Yeah, it's been posted.
No, I've been here. I didn't, but my I clicked the wrong button on my phone and it sent me off. Talk about the Heyoka medicine,
Yeah.
and so I don't have any of the chat stuff.
No,
No,
this entire day's been trickster stuff going on, and
yeah, I just didn't know when.
well, let me. Well, the thing is, um, what time is it, guys? Because like I said, I'm horizontal. Is it 3:30? that where we're at, Gail?
Let's see.
Almost
It's
4.
almost 5. Yeah.
It's 5 Eastern.
5 Eastern, 4 Central. Yeah.
5 Eastern, 4. Okay, so 4:30. Okay, so at 4:30, Shannon's coming in. So what we did, because um, what happened, Carla, if you bounced, I thought you were here, and it's been posted in the other, it's been posted, so already up on all the events and everything. But what we did, so uh, Gail and I don't know which one did it, because we went over this a month ago, and it's been up on the Facebook event this entire time. So Gail was posted with the dance at 2:30 and the songs from the dream world at 3:30, and then that's been that way. But that turned out to be Central, and she thought it was Eastern. So, in other words, we're running an hour behind with Gail's 2 presentations. So, what I did, I bounced it down after Shannon at 5:30, because number one, you had already told me, you messaged me earlier that you weren't going to do this because Silver Wolf or Silver Crow, Silver Wolf, who's Silver Wolf? We got to figure out that. That came out of nowhere.
Silver Crow.
Yeah, but no, I said Silver Wolf. But either which way, you had already told me you were canceling anyway. But then you and I talked about, just doing a reading and not worrying about him not being able to be here. So I just threw it down, later in the day, um, to where we could figure out if you were going to cancel or not. So
What time is that?
it's at, right now it's at 5:30, and I took his name out. I've got Healing Journey Reading with Carla.
Okay, that's what I just needed to know. When my last one I got was at 3:30, so I just want to know when to be ready. Thank you.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
gonna go ahead and do it then?
Yes.
Okay,
If-
wonderful.
If
Yeah,
you
no,
want.
well, that's
To
great. It's
anybody?
just earlier, you told me that you weren't comfortable doing it without him, so that's good. I'm glad you're gonna do that, baby. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Claudia,
we've
do you
got,
want to share about the Heyoka? We got half an hour, it sounds like. And Claudia and I are exploring the Olmec stones. Where's the message there?
Actually, our Heyoka medicine I was going to mention was in the Mayan tradition. One of our mums, our original elders, Mashimon, is looked at as our trickster. And he definitely works with that light, darker energy. It can be very helpful or very trickster. And we kind of make offerings. We, give him money, we give him tobacco, we give him liquor. Those are his things that he likes. And it's almost kind of like giving him a little offering so that he just keeps everything, calm and working, in the right way as it should be. He's known to have been a shapeshifter. And it's said that when the colonizers came to Guatemala and into those lands, he actually reincarnated. He came back, and that grandfather was a shapeshifter. And every time he was just about to be captured, he would turn and shapeshift a lot of the times into like a tree stump and things like that, and always escaped being captured. I know that in the Norse tradition, my partner's tradition, a lot of the times when we're going to do ceremony for that, Loki is always mentioned. Or some people, will make an offering to Loki, and it's kind of like you're not being forgotten. You've got your place, but your place is over here. Here's a little offering so that you know, you're taken care of. Now we're going to get into this part of the ceremony. So for us, it's like appeasing the land spirits or the fairies, and then that sort of stuff, just so things run smoothly. So I can really
Apparently,
appreciate this
we need to
energy.
put you in charge of doing that, Claudia, because we must have not done it quite right this morning.
we're all gonna
Help
stop
us
and
out.
we're all gonna
Yeah.
stop. I'll appease the fairies, because the fae are actually my folk from the Black Hills, and I get amused every time The Fae are mentioned here on Turtle Island because they did not load the boats with the Irish and come here. I'm sorry. Their myths and fairy tales came here on the boats, not them.
That's
They're
a good
it's
point.
yeah, that's another trickster going on here on Turtle Island. It's
Mhm.
the little people,
Right. We
what
have
we
them.
call the
Yeah.
wee folk. The wee folk are here on Turtle Island, the little people. The
Mhm.
Fae
Now
are
that you mentioned that, Shonda, I'd love to open that up because I'm wondering, like, we immigrated, or different people, not we, but as in the collective, like different people are migrating and moving around, with so many Celtic people, with so many druids in these parts now. I'm wondering, because I mean, you say that the tales and the stories came with them, but are you sure that some of the spirits didn't follow the people that honor them and the people that make offerings to them? You know, nothing's to prevent them from crossing those parts of the world into other parts.
Well, I think everything is possible, but I'm quite familiar with their energy, and um, they tell me a different story. So they do
That's
not
the
respect
key.
they do not respect these lands.
Okay.
Direct experience tells us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. But there's this comedian from Ireland who's hilarious. He says they've shagged their way into every culture and that every culture has survived.
Oh, that wait, somebody write that down.
I can't remember his name. I'll have to send you a link, Sean. He's hilarious. Talking about Irish culture. He's so good.
Noted. Noted.
Right, right, right. That's priceless right there.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay. Anybody else want
Actually
to?
recorded too.
I'm sure,
Right.
yeah.
I, it's funny. I played each one of those. I not only downloaded them, I downloaded them in two different places, and every one of them worked. I tried each one 3 times to make sure they played, and today they just didn't want to do it.
It didn't matter because we had an extra hour. It was all good. It's all good. It turns out well, even though it's quite the curious journey. But if you guys don't have any other experiences or anything you want to share, we can look at a few of the lines from some of those songs, and solve those mysteries. What is it actually saying? Rain, rain, follow the rain. What is it actually saying that we need to do? How do we follow the rain? Anybody got any ideas? Just popcorn around.
I
Open
don't
up.
know about following the rain, but it sure followed me last year for about 2 months. It didn't
Well,
matter. I went New York,
yeah.
Ontario, Michigan. It followed me everywhere I went.
Well, interesting.
Lyra has her hand up. Go ahead, baby.
Oh, good. I'm glad she's here. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you said rain, rain, follow the rain, two things came up for me. Rain as being part of the emotional world, our own emotion. And in relation to the Heyoka, that would be for me the sorrowful tears leading to freedom.
Yeah, that's come up a few times. So many people have connected the rain with the tears and the emotions. That could be. And then it said, be clear when these things come through. Before it said to follow the rain, and then it said, I'm the right person to tell. How do those three lines go together? Anybody?
Go ahead, Wolf.
I just wanted to say from me that the rain immediately started me thinking of how rivers and all the creeks and in the forest here, all the rivers and everything, they all make their way to the sea.
Mm.
That rang the
Mhm.
bell in my mind, but and also
I
rain
can look back.
is a form of cleansing and a gift offering from Father Sky. That's all I'm gonna say because
Oh,
I'm on a walk with you guys with me. Thank you.
nice, nice. Thank you. Yeah, you just rang a bell for me. What I have seen occur over this period of time, the last 2 or 3 years with the Heyoka spirit, is that I've gotten stronger in acknowledging the river basins as river basins, not watersheds, but river basins, and returning to river basins. So that could be a good clue. That could be a real good clue. Be clear when these things come through. And
One of the things that I thought of when I heard rain, rain, follow the rain is the direction from the top to the bottom and how it's grounded out, how it's absorbed into the ground.
it does, it connects three worlds. It is a part of all three worlds. That's a good point too. Yeah, some sweet clues
This
coming
is
in.
this is David. I had a dream about the rain. I went to Mexico to meet the Mayans and the Aztecs, and the first thing they asked me was it clean? The water was clear or dirty? They made a difference in the type of water, and it had a different meaning. So a clear water would have a different meaning from a dirty water. So I think when you're uh, envisioning it, just try to remember what type of water was it? Was it clear? Was it dirty? Was it like strong? Was it weak? So it's important to it's just not the rain itself or the water itself, but how it was how you felt with the water.
Good point. Yeah, yeah.
Lyra, go ahead.
Yes, to I really resonate with what Claudia shared because in my reflection and tuning it, I came to see another aspect of the rain, which was to associate it with the life force. Be clear when these things come through. I see it as the initiated birth.
You know, Blackout said that our people will return to the earth as rain in his vision.
And then I got reminded of a quote. I don't know who said it or if it's just a saying, but it says, "The water of the coven is sicker than the blood of the womb." Right? There is a play of words like that. And so rain, rain, follow the rain. Find your tribe.
That has happened over this time period. Yeah, sweet.
Find your soul. Find your soul. Find your tribe.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And it can only happen when the path is clear. Through a purification process.
Also, we're all born out of water, right? We
are.
When we're in mother's womb. What's that? Right? Correct?
Yep, from the womb. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's another one of the elder memories that I carry is that the ancestors sing to us through the rain.
Yeah, I hear that.
That all is carried, all memory of the ancestors is carried through water. And then when it rains, they're singing to us. They bring the song through the rain.
Water is life. Yeah, yeah. Okay, the next song it brought said, "Until the bees, until the birds, until the bucks unite with us, taste from women's hands.
Yeah.
Know we are sufficient." I can see the bees.
Return to innocence.
Goodness
Return
that,
to the
yeah.
connection of nature. till the bees, until the bugs, till the return to us. Test sounds. And that's the message within the carrier song. Once the song is gifted, that song was gifted, so therefore there is hope. That song was gifted to me from you, so therefore the message has carried.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And that's something else with more of those ancient memories that I carry of those lands and those places. That the songs were carried through the elders
Sweet.
and gifted through the rain. Of course, the song sounded a lot a lot different than they do here on Turtle Island for sure.
I saw the hands of the women as actually Mother Earth opening her hands, and we're eating from the salt because 70% of the ocean is salt water actually. So most of the ocean and everything is Mother Earth. It is like mainly salt if you think about it. Complete.
Right. Salt of the earth. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, I just noticed that Sister Sieva has joined us and seen you
Sieva.
around in a long time.
So the next,
Lyra's got her hand up again. Go ahead, Lyra.
okay, yeah, just open up and tell.
Yes. Do you mind repeating the lyrics for me, please, Cal?
Of that first song or the women's hands or
Until the
Which
bee,
tab?
until the
until the bees, until the birds, until the bucks unite with us, taste from women's hands, who know they are sufficient. I can put the lyrics in the chat, Shonda,
you
but it's
should.
still closed. I tried to get there and it's still closed.
Oh, the chat. Oh, well, you told me to. Okay, we open it back
Yeah,
up.
I'm glad you did. It's either way, it's okay. But then
Okay.
it moves to the next song, and it moved in a strong way. All who have feathers and choose not to fly are the saddest part of society. And that's what took me into the AI world, of having my spirits captured by AI, creating that video. AI didn't mess with my song as much that first time, maybe because I was new to the producer, but it totally took over the next song about shame.
Well, Break the Shame was amazing. But feathers, I'm not going to bring that back up. I've already told you what I thought of that. Lyra, baby, you don't have to raise your hand. Just come on in.
okay. So all who have feathers and choose not to fly are the saddest part of society. To me, it has to do with enlightenment, which is eventually just letting the soul express itself within its human incarnation. And that's what brings us the most joy. And that's what the Heyokas are doing. A joyful spirit, maybe sometimes tricksters, but truthfully just joyful. They are living their spark and letting their own spark live. It's not just ignited within them. It is alive. And they spread it around. And I love it ties back with the previous songs. Until the bees, until the birds, until the bugs. We have the feather of the birds, and it also ties with the activation of one's Kundalini, which is eventually just a purification process for the soul to become embodied. so we can live our true self.
In so many ways, so many teachings and practices. Yeah. So feathers in our way, you know, that's we say they carry Jing, they carry the spirit. And when we have a feather that's given to us by the bird, we have a spirit helper from that bird. It is connected with us. It is a part of our life. It is available to help us when we ask. We have to ask. It gives us choice. But it is a spirit-to-spirit connection, helper and protector, which is the same as Heyoka. Heyoka is a spirit. It doesn't come in and bump out all the other spirit helpers. It just comes in and brings gifts. So if we ignore the feathers or ignore the spirit of everything around us, we miss so much of life.
Gail, is there a specific link where people can find these songs?
Yeah, maybe Marco can help me with that. There's a playlist of all of them, and we're going to start learning them and carrying them on Mondays, one at a time, not 7 at a time like we did today. Yeah, get ready to go out wherever you guys want to take them. When the song comes, sing it. That's what we do.
And we're at 15-minute warning. Shannon's on her way in. Do storytelling, and I do want to play that song as we close this
That's
out.
good. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So the next line in the shame song, we'll just quickly get the last two songs. The one that stood out strongest was on the wings of the water, break the shame. Many Wachoni, break the shame. Unshimaka, break the shame. You know, you guys know you can just copy those chats and put it in your notepad or wherever. You got that playlist in there, Marco. Thank you for that. That's my Singing Miss channel. There is a playlist with just those Heyoka songs. When you get there, just go to playlist and you can see that I put all the Heyoka songs on that one list. And there is one in progress. You know, I forgot to cover the one that's in progress. We actually covered it when it came in through the dream time. It's the one that should be done in the next few weeks. It's the one that you've been hearing about, you know.
Which one is that, Gal?
Marco, do you have that one? Do you have the last one that I sent you that might play? Maybe it will play.
What's the name of it?
Sing it until you get ready. Tap the stars.
Which one?
Oh yeah.
Tap the stars.
Yeah, let me see if that one will play.
Okay.
We worked on that together the morning after you had the dream.
Exactly. And I'll just sing it where it is. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that playlist. Yeah, it's not on YouTube yet because it's not finished. It's in BandLab. I'll sing it until you play it. You start playing it, Marco.
I thought that was the YouTube playlist.
Yeah, that is the YouTube playlist. That's great. But the song that's in progress I sent to you in an email, the last few. You've been so great to help with all this, Marco. It's been flying at you, I know, from gazillion directions.
Well, I thank you, Miss Gail, because I have always wondered how to get those links out of there. So I just screenshot them, but then you have to still add in the whole address. So thank you for helping me.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I'll sing until you play, Marco.
Gail, hang on just a second. Richard, are you there?
Oh, can you co-host me again, please, so I can share that?
Marco, is that you talking or what?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Marco.
Oh, okay, hang on just a second. Richard, are you there?
Now I see he's co-host. He's good.
But
I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart. The stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up our world. Oops, where'd it go? I think you have to unmute, Marco. We lost the sound when you muted.
No, I muted him because of the echo. He shouldn't have to unmute. As long as he has his share sound on.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up our world right from the start, shining on our soul as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart. Sing through me now, sing to me now, let's all sing. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la. Passing for white if I don't stay long, just to feel alright. My soul takes flight through the darkest night. My light becomes fright, searching for insight. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings do not care. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. Line it up right, show it the light, work through the night, keep it inside. I've found my peace on my own, not from someone pointing at the sun. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up our world right from the start, shining on our soul as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart. Thank you, Marco. And so the curious thing about this one is I've opened it up to people within each of the four races. You know, our Cherokee prophecies that says when we bring the teachings of the four races together, we can bring the earth back in balance and continue to exist as this wave of humans. So in my Empathy Architects class, we have people from Africa, people from Asia, and Miss Belgium from Scotland. And then I'm there with the Red Race. So they've all been given an opportunity to send me their voice recording to join the song in any way they want to. And I'll open that up to you guys as well. That's the beginning points. It's on BandLab. Add a track, send me a recording, and I'll try to work it in and hope to send it into production by the end of this week. So whatever I get at the end of this week, I'll try to work into the song. And hopefully all 4 races will show up and come together in that latest song. And the curious line there is, I found my peace on my own, not from someone pointing at the sun. And that came right around the time of the eclipse.
Right, right.
I resonated with that. The rattle put me in just the softest place. And I just want to thank you, sister. That was good.
Thank you, Carla. Put my dog to sleep too. That's always welcome.
Lara, you have final comment. Go ahead, please.
That when listening, that's the sentence that one of the sentence that struck out to me. I find peace on my own, not from someone pointing at the sun.
Yeah. That's the Heyoka message we will end on today. Thank you all so much for being here in this beautiful community way and taking this all into your heart and then sharing it out wherever, whenever you want to.